Guys, Dizzy here. Alright, so we have this event, Hanu's Prison Break, that is ongoing at the moment. Alright, and with this event, you get a 4-star character selection. Alright, so I think for this patch, this is the event that gives the 4-star free selector. Alright, so we're gonna take a look to see, who should you pick. Alright, okay. And in taking a look at who you should pick, let's take a look at how you should go about approaching the selector. Okay. Um, as a more veteran player, all right. I mean, for myself, right? Okay. Uh, Majority of the characters down here, I already have at higher echelons, right? Gunaifen I have at E6, Sampo I have E6, Asta I have E4, and Yukong I have E5. Alright, okay. So for me, I will be taking on Yukong simply because I just want to get her at E6. I actually don't really even have her built out, but then I am considering probably doing mono imaginary team with Ratio Welt, her as a buffer, and I have Locha as well as for the sustain. So that is just coming where I'm coming from, at least in terms of like who I'm going to be picking for this selector. Okay, but then you should always take a look to see who you have on your roster, who you have on your teams, and who would be a better addition. Um, Especially for the veteran players, usually is always a lot about like just collecting the eidolons, because usually by now we should have almost every single 4-star already, especially if you're a day one player. Like for myself, I think I'm only missing out Hanya, just simply because at that banner that she was in, which banner was it? I think Ho Ho's. Yeah, I didn't pull on Ho Ho's banner, so I don't have Hanya, right? But other than that, the rest of all the other 4-stars are generally I have, and then it's just a matter of like how many other copies of the Eidolons do you actually want, all right? So um, we would want to take a look to see okay, at least in terms of value, how much value each of these 4 characters is going to go into your team, and we will take a quick look at their eidolons as well, and how well they actually perform at the key notable eidolons that they do have in their kit as well. All right, okay, so first and foremost, all right, let's get down to Gunaifen. Okay, so for Gunaifen, right, okay, she is a nihility character. Okay, Sampo is also a nihility character, so both of them are nihility characters. And then as you can see, you can there's 2 nihility characters and there is 2 harmony characters, right? So for the 4-stars, right, okay, in this selectors, if you take a look at it, it's really very linked to the current banners as well. All right, because currently what's running at the moment is Black Swan and Ten Hang Imperial Lune. All right, okay, so well, Black Swan of course is a DOT character. Okay, and Imbibitor Lune, alright, is imaginary DPS. And of course, Yukong is an imaginary harmony character, and her kit actually works well together with Den Hang as well. Alright, so if you take a look at the selectors, okay, I think that's kind of like how this selector has been designed to just kind of fit the characters that you will probably be pulling for this patch. Uh, yeah, and these characters would kind of synergize well with the characters that you will be pulling for 2.0. Alright, so of course, you have Gunaifen and Sampo, which are dot characters, Gunaifen, she has fire keys, which actually amplifies uh, damage that debuff has been dealt to the unit that's the main part of a kit. And then Sambo with his stacking of wind shear, and then he also amplifies dot damage as well. All right. Then Asta, everybody knows that Asta gives speed, Asta gives attack boost, which is actually she's a very good harmony character for DOT teams. Okay, so and even outside of DOT teams, she has always been a pretty solid pick for harmony characters as well. If you don't have Tingyan, she's also good. I mean, like, just getting your team to be just really fast, like uh, that really generally really helps even in terms of like DPS. And attack boost is generally universal, I would say, for most DPSs, unless you're using like somebody like Blade or something like that with skills of HP instead of attack. All right. So yeah, it really depends on who you would need at this point of time. And if you already have all these four characters, which of their eidolons would probably be more useful for your team? Okay, so we're just gonna go and take a look at their eidolons quickly. All right, so for Gwynifen, okay, I mean because I already have E6, so I'm just gonna show you guys mine. Okay, that's my Gwynifen. Okay, that's Gwynifen. All right. Okay, so eidolons. Okay, I already have her at E6, right? Okay, and so far, like I use her quite a bit whenever, let's say if it's like for MOC, even sometimes for pure fiction as well. I think she, as long as there is fire weakness, okay, she does pretty well. Okay, especially if you build her with break effect, because uh, while fire DOT is kind of weak among all the DOTs, but the break effect damage itself is actually really quite good. So previously I actually built her with a lot of break effect. Right now her kids like kind of like swapped out and stuff like that. So I think I don't have anything on her right now. So yeah, but generally previously I kind of built her with mainly break effect. Right? Okay. So just quickly go. So skill use. Okay. So she at E1. Okay. Effect rest, reduce effect resistance, so this is always very useful, so this is good for her. Okay, increase of the damage multipliers, so just damage boost. Okay, E4. Okay, gives her energy. All right, so that's always helpful as well. Okay, and this gives her an additional stack of fire keys, which will help to boost the damage from the given from fire keys as well, so that's always a good thing. All right. Okay, then for sample. All right. Okay. Uh, so just additional one extra tick of damage to a random enemy. Okay. So then yeah, his E2. Yeah. So basically, defeating an enemy with wind shear will you inflict all enemies, okay, with one stack of wind shear. Okay. So yeah. So just gives him more chances to stack on with defeating any of the enemy. Okay. So this one is what this Eidolon is what gives his windshield more damage. Okay, as long as they have 5 stacks, and then and the enemy gets, once the when the skill hits the 5 stacks, right? Okay, because his skill will hit 5 stacks of windshield. Then the enemy will immediately take more damage as well. Okay, then of course E6, okay, just gets more damage for him. Alright, okay. Asta. Okay, so Asta I only have E4. Alright, okay. So I think similar with like Sampo, just extra tick of damage. Okay. So this one is quite important where like when she uses her ultimates the stacks don't drop. Alright. So can keep her buffs on like longer. Alright. At E4, okay, she she generates more energy, so she can so the uptime of her ultimate will actually be much longer as well. Alright, so this is always helpful. This uh this will help with like keeping up all her buffs and her uptime for all her buffs much longer because the charging stats the rate at which the charging stats drops is gonna be much lesser. Alright, so yeah, so it's always good to have her that one. But then for me, because I don't have a E5, and I don't know when I am going to be getting her E5, so it doesn't really make sense for me to kind of get that copy of her at the moment. Which is why I decided to go with Yukong. Alright, okay, because as you can see, I have a E5, and it's this when she uses her ultimate and then she gains one stack of the bowstrings, which actually makes a lot of difference to her whole entire kit. Alright. But as you can see, I don't have her built. Okay, she's like level 50. I don't even have like like proper things on her. As you can see, her traces, everything all. But okay, generally, I am taking a look at building a mono, what do you call this? Mono imaginary team. Okay, so we will have ratio. Wealth is like somewhat built as well. Okay, Yukong. Locha. I think this should be quite a fun team to play with. Yeah. So, yep. Uh, well, those are just my thoughts with these selectors. Okay. Let me know what you guys will be picking up and why. In the comments below. And if you like this kind of content, which I will be coming up with, like please leave a like and subscribe to support the channel. All right, thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next video.